how long can we survive with just Warlock dudes? Like the like button, smash the smash button. The first wave is no issue at all, and here we go. We got the Warlock dudes. Their whole thing is that they have a pact. They make a pact with an evil being. Basically, 90% of the damage they receive is stored in this pact, which is kind of seen as over extra health, and it gets spread out over 4 seconds. It's a little bit weird, but you see this little purple thing? That's the damage rate they receive, and they're about to dish it out. However, if they kind of run out of their health and that pact runs out in those 4 seconds, they're basically out of luck. The pact is spread over 2 more seconds. This helps a lot because it makes it easier for them to not lose that extra health that they will eventually store. Because right now we're not seeing it, but the situations in which they can have 0 health. You know what? Let's see. Let's reroll so we can get somebody from the fantasy family. We could reroll. I always forget about doing that. But having people from the same family tends to help with synergies. There's some items that are specific about families, and that's good. So yeah, here you can see the whole pact is the only reason this guy is alive. And because he's losing his health a lot more slowly now, 6 seconds over instead of 4, it's a lot better. So let's get... I do not want to skip stuff. I think this is a good one, and that's it. That's it. We're going to save our money, because the more money we can save for the very first merchant, the more we will be unstoppable later on. We can afford tons of stuff. Basically, we can end up affording every single relic in the game. It turns out to be about 5 rows or something. 5 rows of relics. So I definitely want to get us there, and the way to do it is just to not spend a lot in your first... man, we're not getting lucky with the fantasy people. Unbelievable. Here we go, fantasy guy. Damn, we got kind of unlucky, but we got a new dice. That's nice, I suppose. And the wizard is kind of nice. He has like a very... as I talked about him, he gets destroyed. Never mind, I guess the wizard's just fine. Here, one thing we'll notice is that we have 1 of each unit, so I'll just pick a random one. Sometimes I'll have favorites, sometimes I won't. But in general, if there's more of one unit and less of the other one, I'll try and balance it out. With the only exception, of course, being the warlock. If there's a warlock as an option, we always choose the warlock. Here, we're going to choose the warlock. Let's see. These are relics that I want to try use that are going to help us. So if you get knocked out, there's a chance to instantly recover with a lot of health. That's really good. Or more damage. I kind of like the survival aspect. I know damage is important, but being able to like escape death is so underrated. So you see, this guy would be dead normally, but he's alive because he has the pact that kept him alive. Let's try. Okay, we found the last fantasy guy. Last one? Maybe there's going to be one more pick, but I think it's close to it. So look at this. This is for fountains. This is like reducing the price of bottle lightning. This is a good shot for us to skip. You know what? I'll just buy a dude juice to avoid any risk. But like, it's a good shot where to not spend those $500. Save it, and maybe we're gonna make a hard choice with ourselves to not spend 500 worth of the dude juice, the relic. Oh, here you see 2 paladins, 1 wizard. We're gonna even it out. Get the wizard. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the wizard's kind of ass. We're going to even it out. Like the whole idea is to make everybody else a side character, and only the warlock is the guy who gets to shine. Everybody gets evasion. When somebody gets healing, they get attack speed for the rest of battle. That's kind of interesting. Or evasion. This one's paladin specific. In addition, if a paladin dude takes fatal damage, yeah, I don't really care about this one. I think I might make the healing a little bit better. I don't know if the pact counts as healing though, so maybe it's not worth it. But it's possible that the pact can become some sort of healing. Maybe there's some relics that do that. Sometimes there are, so we'll keep an eye out for that kind of stuff. But oh, you see here, these guys are on a timer. Yeah, the second that somebody got a healing, somebody got healed. You know what? He did not get healed. He got the relics made him survive with 40% HP. That's awesome. That relic's paying dividends already. sacrifice. Somebody lands after being thrown, or the merchant shop. No, let's get the damage. That's really nice. And how much damage we have? 22 per second. 22, 22. Yeah, we're not super hitting hard right now. We just have decent characters. It's okay. I think these Warlocks could benefit from having a higher HP. That means they can store even more damage because they can survive more damage. So we'll try and make that happen if there's something that can give people more health. But this is all kind of uninteresting. So we're gonna go forward. The rats go down quickly, but the cougar does worry me a fair bit. Like look at this. I'm gonna heal them just because it was worrying me, and I might use a dude juice now. There's a bit too many people that are somewhat dead. Yeah, 7 people is a bit much, and against 200 toddlers, you just never know. You kind of have to, like you never know when you're going against a weak unit. Sometimes it's nothing. Usually it's nothing, but sometimes you can just be overrun with numbers quite easily. So it's just good to keep an eye out. Canadian geese and dog-sized rats. The rats worry me a little bit. The geese, I think, are somewhat easier to manage just because there were less of them, but overall, not the worst. Not the worst. 3 deaths is not ideal, but it's okay. Oh, and we got the last fantasy guy, clerics, which are actually an amazing unit. S-tier unit, I would say. One of our best runs was a cleric run. One of my most viewed videos is a cleric run, so of course they hold a sweet spot in my heart. One interesting thing about the Warlocks that I'll tell you is that, do you know when it does the little zoom in before somebody dies? Hold on, we're going to get back to that. All overhealing grants temporary health. Fireballs, that's for wizards. So let's do with the overhealing. So, when we're about to win the wave, you're going to see somebody get like knocked out, and they officially die when they get like when they fall to the ground in a splat. The health here is still takes 1 extra tick. So if a warlock's on the edge of their life, they will actually die, which is unfortunate. It sucks. The bard, the paladin. All right, so we're gonna heal, buy one of these. I'm gonna restock once. Everybody gets evasion, and okay, I'm gonna buy this one, and that's it. All right, this was a bit of an overspend, but probably worth it. It looks like we're making it through the wave without any issues. The B wave is not the worst one. It's very manageable. When somebody takes fatal damage, there's a chance to survive with 1 HP. The price of health potions are decreased, and now they heal all of the dudes. I think this is actually kind of good. I might... Oh, it's a tough choice between these two. I don't care about meteors that much. I think survival is more important than the health potions, but this one, if we find it, we're gonna get it, because I don't know how the health potions work, but I guess they don't heal everybody. I thought that was how they work, but I suppose they don't necessarily heal everyone equally. This might be a good way to use some lightning. Yep, that was a good way to use some lightning. There was a little bit too much going on right there. Didn't really enjoy that. Alright, we got this guy. Let's use a dude juice. We kind of have to, and maybe I should... No, with 52 geese, I feel confident. Somewhat confident. Damn, that's crazy. Alright, we made it work. Also, only 2 deaths, and none of them are the warlocks, which is the important part. Leopard and goats. Do I really want to risk it? I think I might go with the ducks, actually. I think I trust the ducks a little bit more. These wizards are dying so quickly. It's a little bit... I don't know. I'm questioning their ability. But let's go with the bard. We're close to a merchant, which is not terrible. I want to invest, I want to say at least 3,000. That seems doable. And with 2,400 and like what? Over 10 waves, 15 waves, give or take. We should be able to do that. Unfortunately, we ended up losing a normal dude at the end. I would have preferred to not lose that guy, but the bard song, the merchant gets a shop stock. There's a chance it gets that's somewhat okay. It can save a fair bit of money. Ah, fine. Restock once? Okay. Bar dude can sing. Everybody gets temporary health to do max HP every 3 seconds. I do like that. And I like this and I like this. Okay, that's it. That's it. We're not going to spend any more money until the end. I like the extra healing. The healing was so important. The merchant having discount on the shop is very good. It lets us reroll a little bit more, find those good relics quicker. Let's do this guy. All right, so you want the Warlocks thing, and you're gonna give us like a better Bard item. All right, and the Bard increases the way it can stack and increase buff people. So in a way, it's not terrible. The evasion is very nice. We're making the cleric dude better. You know what? The evasion is very nice, but the cleric is a very powerful unit, so I hope we can make it work. All the rats are dead. That's good. Let's see if we can really stop with this big duck. And look at this. You see the pink stuff? That's all the overhealing that we're getting thanks to this relic. So I do like that relic for healing everybody constantly, especially with these guys who do not have their own healing right now. So they need something to keep them alive in case they only have purple health. So in a way, it might save us. All right, let's get this. Wolf and honey badgers, or one. I'm gonna go with the one alpha wolf. That the rats are not an issue. The alpha wolf should be quite manageable. Ah man, they're almost losing a little bit too much health. All right, only one of them died. That's good enough for me. Cleric, of course. 2 consumables. That's nice. And do we have warlocks? So we're gonna train him. I know we're trying to save money, but if we have the chance to get 5 warlocks for free, well, for $70-$80 each, we're gonna do that. I might do this because it's one of the few times where it's going to be effective. I think at other times it might not even kill them. It wasn't the best, really. It wasn't the best. I'm gonna drop a quick heal. We lost a lot of units, like what, 6? That's crazy. That's a bit much. So let's drop a quick heal. Let's see here. Casting Fireball grants the wizard. The bar dude's better. You know what? I'm just gonna buy this, and that's it. We're not even gonna restock. We're gonna save our money between here and the end, or the merchant. The business dude, actually. Okay, leopard and duck size horses. The other wave had way too many heavy hitters, and I don't think we had what it takes to really survive that. This leopard's already did quite a number against us, but I think we're okay. When the warlock dude lands a direct attack, he has a chance to heal himself for all the damage dealt. You get max HP for every dude in the same family. This is very nice. Why we prioritize having fantasy people. The cleric dude is better, but this is exactly what we're looking for, especially because we have more warlock dudes and, well, not almost everybody else combined, but they're easily about 2/3 of our force. That's a lot. Ooh, this was a costly wave, so I think I'm gonna actually heal us, and we might. I don't like the wolves and Canadian geese. The goats, I guess, would be okay. I don't like this one. I think we're a little bit of risk here. I think I'm going to use my Dujus to avoid us dying because something was going wrong there. Something was not going well. And we had like 8 people survive death thanks to these relics. But that was not great. Let's go with the little ducks. Let's keep it safe. Maybe we do not need to risk it all right here. We just need to survive. Coast a little bit more. We'll try play a little bit safer. Cleric. Oh, now we get 5 warlocks, which is nice. This is a hopefully a manageable amount of toddlers, right? The paladin seems to disagree. Fair enough. You see, that's the issue. Like, these are like toddlers. They're the weakest units, but since they have so many of them, it seems that they're doing quite a number on us. Unfortunate. I was hoping we could manage it, but it seems like they're being an issue. Alright, what is this? Paladin. When somebody gets thrown. Alright, so we're going to skip it. And Panda Bear, they deal like 80 damage, but the rats are not an issue. So I think we can try this. The Panda Bears are very strong. Don't get me wrong. Like, you're about to see some big numbers here. Oh, you know what? They're dealing damage in the 30s and 40s. That's surprisingly little. I remember them dealing well into the 70s, 80s. We got relics back. That's awesome. And you know what? Let's do it again to Panda Bear. Panda Bear, round 2. This time we're facing against some ducks instead of rats, I think. But Panda Bear is not an issue. It should be totally fine. Yeah. I guess we're keeping up. We're holding up well. Bees or this wave just terrifies me. I don't want to deal with it. So I'm gonna take my chances with the bees, which are a little bit deadly. But with only 5 losses, you know what? I'm gonna say that's okay. Not great. Not great. Not great at all. But okay. Let's see if we can get a lot of goats there. We did take about 20 goats right there with that one attack. So that's really good at giving us a better edge against everybody else, because all of our guys who were supposed to fight those people are coming here. And overall, I think it was a good move. Alright, we're not investing 3,000, but we're a little bit short of the target, but we're investing 2,000. We should get about, I think, twice as much back. Big B and dog-sized horses, I think I want to try that. The dog-size mouse are not being too difficult. I don't know. We lost quite a few people. The big B could be a challenge. It deals a ton of damage. But maybe, looking at the Warlock counter, it does worry me a fair bit. Alright, we can buy this, which is good. I think I'm going to use it twice and heal up to this amount. I'm going to buy some health. And let's go against the rats. Do I use it? I think that's a very good use of the rat. The meteor. So, yeah. It took about like... Was it 100? It was not 100, but it was a good amount of them. And I'm going to drop a healing potion. Let's try equalize health. This is a bit tough. This is a little tough. Let's drop some heals with Dude Juice. These rats are tough. Did they buff him? What's been going on? Why are the rats so strong? Alright, they're starting to go down, but man, if we make it, this is going to be a costly way for us. We're going to have to use both Dude Juices that we have left to just get back on our feet. This might not be a one run like that we're going to be able to get easily all the way to the end. Reduce the price of bottle lightning, paladin dude. No, let's reroll. When somebody gets knocked out, he creates a toxic brick of gas, 4 times DPS. I'm going to reroll once again. Fireballs, fireballs, fireballs. These are all wizard dude stuff. When anybody knocks out, everybody else heals for 15 HP. This seems very good. That is really good. Especially with the amount of deaths we've been having. I guess the rats are a more manageable crowd just because there's 200 instead of 700. And this little healing, you know, we got 17, 8 healing, 10. So that's 150 HP for every dude. 160, like at least we got some HP, some healing received. Does it show where they got it from? It doesn't really do it. Alright. Clerics. Hopefully their healing starts to kick in. And let's get some of the weaker waves, because I don't think going for the high paying waves has been too wise. I mean, we need the money, so we cannot exactly thrive if we're going always with the weak waves. Being able to go for those high hitting waves is a luxury that we rarely have, but when we do, we kind of have to, because it really sets you up for like almost a guaranteed round 100 win, because you can buy so many relics before that. Let's try go with the goats. I mean, we don't have any other options to survive, so ooh, this is gonna be tough. I don't know if this is the end, but this could be the end. We really do not have any other way to handle this. And that's difficult. Okay, it looks like we're gonna make it, but I need a merchant soon, because we are in some trouble. We still do not have a merchant. Next wave we start to get people back, but let's try it. It's only 10 enemies. It's only 10. Hopefully it works out. You know, the wizard dudes are dropping their bombs. They're casting fireballs. Alright, some hogs are down. Some cougars are down. It's a 5 versus it's a 5 versus 5 basically. This is not going in our favor. We're gonna need some generous amount of luck. And you know what? At some point, you know, healing for 15 HP 25 times is just not enough. That is crazy. I'm gonna start over. If we find what's his name? Oh, damn, that idiot. He's already pissed me off so much. If we find him, we're gonna do one last run. Otherwise, we're gonna call it a day. Reroll. Okay, Warlock. Let's go Warlock. One last run. Let's see if we can make it work this time. But man, I really, this must not be my day with this kind of stuff. When a Warlock dude attacks, there's a chance to expel the sword packed into the damage and taunt it for 2 seconds. Let's see how it goes. It doesn't seem that good actually, but maybe it's not as bad. I don't know. We'll find out together. So one big thing I want to focus on, fantasy. Maybe I don't focus on fantasy people only, and I might go to the knight. So the warlock can do its thing, and maybe he doesn't taunt, but taunting is kind of okay. But the wizard sucks. Wizard's kind of ass. I don't know. Let's get creative. Do I want necro dudes? They are really good. But this is not about, you know, fine. I'll take it a necro dude. You know I love him. I like the extra skeleton. We might need that extra firepower with this guy. We might need the extra firepower for the warlock to work. So, alright. Spread is the... Okay, skeleton dudes get damage and run speed. I mean, how can we say no to that? Right now it's only one dude, but like, come on. There's gonna be a few. There will be a few. I know we're supposed to make the warlock shine, and we will. But the skeleton dudes are such a utility on every single run. Like, they can get sacrificed, they take damage. Ooh, vampire clerics. This is bad because I really like my vampires. They are such a fun build. I'm basically putting a build together that I like more than focusing on the warlocks. But again, we saw what the warlocks can do last run. Maybe I misused it, but maybe I didn't, and maybe that's just how they are. The fact that they can deal damage by taking damage is probably just not a great strategy. Like, towards the end we did have healing stuff. It was just not that amazing. Alright, this is actually kind of interesting. That's very fascinating. That could be a very good relic for us. We didn't see it last time. Maybe it changes things. Let's see. Okay, undead, warriors, or knight. Huh. The undead, the ghost is actually kind of interesting synergy with the warlock dude who tends to have very low HP. Now, who is the guy who has a lot of HP? It's actually the warlock dude. That's not great. When somebody's defeated, there's a chance to get a skeleton dude. Max HP for people of the same family. I mean, it's pretty clear that these undead is my favorite class, easily. Do I want the skeleton dude thing? I probably don't. I probably don't. I probably don't want that, but I think we also got tons of healing in this build, and that's really good. 2 meteors, that's nice, because vampires eventually get a relic that allows them to use their self-heal for other people. Basically, they are able to heal 3 companions. The skeletons are insane because, again, they have a lot of damage. They can eventually taunt as well, and that's crazy. Here, I like this one. This is so good. Vampires gain 60% more damage. Like, that's insane. 35 damage at this stage on wave 10. What is it? 12? Ridiculous. So, let's see how it plays out. And again, they heal based on the damage they deal. So if they deal a lot of damage, they're able to heal a lot of damage eventually. Once we get, I believe it's called like a blood bag or IV bag, something like that. If I see it, I'm not going to pass on it. Unless we find something that's very specific to the Warlock and we kind of have to. But I find that a little bit unlikely. Damn, Warlock is dying so quick. He's kind of ass right now. Alright, let's heal quickly. We kind of have to. I don't think he was going to make it out alive. Overhealing grants overheal amounts as temporary health. When a Warlock dude takes damage and their health is below 20%, they steal 10% HP from each of the healthiest 5 Warlock dudes. Alright. Alright. That doesn't convince me. But okay. Let's see how many I can encompass here. I think this is the best circle I can draw. And they're all dead. Perfect. Alright. And he did heal. This Warlock dude did heal by stealing health from his healthiest buddy. So I guess that's okay. Warlock dude teleport a nearby dude is in danger and taunts up to 5 nearby enemies. Alright. Am I convinced? Not at all. But we'll try and see if it works. He's just odd. He seems more of a support character more than a star, if that makes sense. And that's fine. Not everybody needs to be the star, but I don't know, man. Sure, big rats and goats. I think we have the ability to punch hard, even with some somewhat tankier enemies. At least for this stage, the goats and rats, these big rats are more tanky than the average character we would come across. Cougar and geese. Okay. Yeah, sure. We only have 2 dead people. We can afford a little bit of a riskier move here by going against a cougar. And looks like it paid off well. Thanks to the healing. Alright. Interesting. I will take the Franken dude because he has a lot of health. Let me see. You know what? I'm going to take the Knight dude exactly for that reason. Because there's a lot of synergies on equalizing health. There's where is it? This one? No, one of these synergies is about equalizing health, or it's the ghost people. They have the ability to equalize. So you know what? Let's try it. Wolves and Canadian geese. Like, at least we have somebody. They also taunt a lot, which is kind of nice. Right now, we don't have enough skeletons or skeledudes to really make the taunting work. So our guys tend to taunt a bunch, and I don't really love that. Alright, one more skeleton. Nice. Vampire dudes gain 30% damage and their attack reduce enemy damage by 1%. When somebody knocks out, there's a 20% chance for a skeleton to show up. You know what? No. Let's make these vampires a little bit stupid at 45 damage each. Damage per second. Correction. I do like that the Warlock dudes are not getting targeted as much. I know that's their thing, to get targeted, but they don't do it well. They don't. Skeleton dudes have more HP. Oh, this is really good. Skeleton dudes get toughness and can taunt nearby enemies. Those are 2 insane skeleton relics. They're also way stronger. We have some. They have more damage. They're healthier and they taunt. That's a great combination. We kind of have to try it. We lost a lot of people, but this was a boss fight, so it's not the worst. And as usual, I'm still always prioritizing the Warlock dudes. When you land a crit, 30% sword pack damage expelled to nearby enemies. That doesn't seem that good, but okay. You're really losing like a ton of health. You're finding ways to basically die over and over, and it annoys me a little bit. Because I'm trying to keep you alive, and your whole thing is that you want to die. and you're not like the zombies that come back next wave. You take your whole ass 3 waves to come back. Alright, little horses should not be an issue. Even though they're strong, I mean, even though they're numerous, they're pretty weak, and it kind of went okay. Alright, being able to get the bony backhand has really put us back on track, I think. I would at least credit them for taunting. I will credit Paladin for taunting himself and kind of doing that stuff. Like, that's been good to us. Of course, we're going to choose you. Honey Badger. Finally, like, we're getting to pick all the expensive stuff and all the expensive waves, which in turn is making our health, our finances so much better. We can invest way more. It's a good way to go forward. Vampire dude takes fatal damage. He steals HP from nearby enemies and teleports away. I don't know. This is kind of nice. I don't want to spend the money for it. Yeah, we're not going to spend the money for it. We're going to try be wise with our finances. Try and move with a shoestring budget for now. Because after the first investment, you can start to spend a little bit more freely. Again, you might want to save up 1 or 2,000 for the next investment, but again, saving 2,000 is a lot easier than saving 3K. All right, we're gonna have to balance it out. All right, skeletons are weaker, but we get better taunting for whoever taunts. Anybody who taunts is better, basically, and they actually get more HP. Okay, so everybody gets a little bit better. Bony backhand not being there is going to be costly, but the ghost dude can transfer damage between 3 other dudes. I guess it's okay. And look how much more quickly we start to lose health or people when we don't have the bony backhand. It's such a S tier item. I might eventually make it like a little ranking of all these things and how I think they work, or how much I like him. Ooh, this is gonna be risky, but alright, the horses are going down quickly enough for me to feel somewhat comfortable. Alright, he's not killing people too much, so I'm okay with it right now. Alright, it went okay. Of course, we're gonna choose the Warlock. Feral Hogs. Canadian geese are going down in a respectable fashion, which I do appreciate. Thank you guys for not making my life miserable. And luckily we survived feral hogs just enough to eke out the victory. We gotta spend the money to get more warlock dudes. That's the rule. And now hopefully we can spare $3,000 all the way into for our next 10 rounds. 1,000 extra dollars and 10 rounds is very doable. We just have to make sure we don't overspend. Ghost dude, night dude, you know what? Perfect. Perfect. We just buy 2 utility things and we move forward. Actually, how much money are we making each wave? 200? How much was it this last wave? Did we reach the 200 mark? This guy, of course. Okay. When our dudes attack, they have a chance to heal themselves for 50% damage dealt. This is kind of like Vampire Light, and I like that. Oh, we're almost making 200 waves, so technically only, what, 5 ways to get to 3K savings? And I mean, because we were at 2,000 and now we need to save about 200. I don't know. I'm doing some math in my head. I do apologize if it does not make sense. Alright, it's going okay. Despite almost the whole team dying there, we kind of made it out. A stallion and geese. The geese should not be too much of an issue, but the stallion might be a pain. I'm going to keep my finger close to healing in case things go poorly. Yep, we're healing. We're healing. Everybody was starting to drop like feathers, and I did not like that one bit. Night dude. We get 4 warlocks. That's nice. Let's heal. Let's heal. It's a little bit, you know, 67 goats. They're strong. There's some strong animals. And I don't like how the ghosts are equalizing our health. But I don't know. Maybe it was a bad synergy for us. Night dudes, skeleton dudes appear. Alright, this is a good one. I will buy it. And that's it. I'm going to save. I'm not even going to buy dude juice. Because those $100 are getting spent or getting invested into the next wave. 8 skeleton dudes is a very respectable start. I like that. And the taunting from the skeleton dudes is back. Yes, let's go. Let's go. I want to see only skeleton dudes dying. Nobody else. Can we do that? So far, yes-ish. Skeleton dudes are stronger because we got this back. You know, okay. Alright, I like it. Little ducks. It says little ducks. Could they possibly be damaging to us? The answer is yes, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Little ducks, little damaging. Big B and Goose. Alright, Goose are down quickly. The Big B, not as quickly, but you know what? No, that I take it back. That's quite fast. That's very fast. We're going to invest 3,300. I love that we got to invest this much. And damn, we got doing 45 damage. That's ridiculous numbers. Alright, little dogs are going down. Beautiful. Just perfect. Just perfect. Alright, let's go with this guy. Alright, we cannot get the Necrodudicon. Let's just get some dude juice. Let's restock quickly. I'll buy this, sure. Alright, we should be okay. You know what? I'm gonna use this in the hopes of killing, yep, that some of those rats. And I might use it again. Here, I see more black ones. Yeah, yeah, and black ones means they are likely to die. The green ones are not dying by that, with those, how'd you call it? With those meteors. At least not right away. They might die if we drop a lot of meteors, but we didn't have a lot of meteors, or we don't really want to measure it. It's okay. The Night Dude gets max HP. So when somebody gets attacked, they get crit chance, or taunting an enemy, there's a chance for a taunt to pierce into the underworld. Since we have so much taunting, I think there's a good chance that we can make it like a viable way to spawn skeletons. Let's see, if we go above 10 without them dying, that's a good way to see that it worked. Unfortunately, they are dying, so we did not have an easy way to measure that. But I think it could work, since we have so many people taunting. You see, 11. I believe somebody was taunted into existence. 12. Somebody again was taunted in 13. 4. 5. That's a lot of taunts. At least 5 people were taunted into existence. And I do love that. Look at that. Look at those ridiculous numbers. Alright. This wave did take a little bit out of us with the knights. But we fared okay in the end. I would like to try survive without having to use any of my dude juice, especially when we can. Like, especially if we have a full force of these guys. Like, I don't even remember their name. My God, their name is not ideal. More of you. Warlocks. Nothing. I don't know. That's not what I imagine when I think of a warlock, right? Maybe healing. Yeah, maybe a little bit of health. Maybe a little bit of this. Yep, that was good enough. Night Dude, sure. Let's use some of this actually right away. Sewing Kit. My dudes have a chance to take, when taking damage, to heal for the damage taken. Alright, I'm gonna buy both of these, and we're gonna go forward without any dude juice, which many of us would think that's a mistake. I am one of those people who thinks that could be a mistake. But you know, these are some decent relics that I hope we're not gonna bite us in the ass. Alright, you're taking the Warlock dude thingy. Okay, you know what? That's actually kind of a bad relic in a way. And Skeleton dudes can burn. That's okay. Ghost dude, whatever. And Ghost dude gets better. Okay, so kind of even. Alright, let's go against the hard wave. Just understanding that we do not have many ways of healing. And by many, I mean we don't have any way of healing. We do not have dew juice. We do not have potions. We are kind of shit out of luck if we all die. We don't even have a health. Yeah, we don't have a way to get back into the game. If we do screw up, and we did not, luckily. Luckily, it did not end terribly for us. Do I want to face the silverback gorilla? I guess I will. I guess we will. The rats are going somewhat okay down. They're not fantastic, but they're going down, and even the gorilla has been going down in a somewhat quick fashion, but we are not in a good shape with our guys. They worry me a lot. To the point where I'm considering the big B as an option. We do not have shops for a while. What about people coming back? You know what? I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to go with the easier wave. The ghost should be a non-factor. And hopefully the B just focuses on the weaker people. I was thinking skeletons, not the ghost. But you know what? That's fine. And we got a dude juice. Fantastic. Thank you, game. Oh. Alright, let's go with the rats. Let's keep it simple. I know we have one dude juice. Let's not get crazy with it and spend it right away. Like, if I can avoid spending it, I would very much like that. Perfect. There we go. When somebody knocks out, there's a crit chance. Whatever. We're going to buy one of this and one of this. Oh, this is the one. No, never mind. That's a different item. I was not thinking about it. Okay, let's go against the rats. They're not dying so far, which worried me slightly. But they're starting to lose their numbers, so okay. We're doing fine. Well, somewhat fine. All the knights got torn to piece. They got destroyed. The knight who gets toughness, or dudes can get knocked out, they can heal. Or the pack is spread over 2 more seconds. You know what? The Warlock has been fine. I don't really want to mess with his Juju. We'll get it later. I do like also the fact that we have a chance to just not die. It's a 15% chance, so it's not super high, but it's a chance nonetheless, and it's better than not having it. 6,000. 6.6 thousand. Usually aim for 8,000, so the fact that we're already like so close to it is very nice. Do I want to heal? You know what? That's 800 bees, and that's a lot of strong enemies. I will heal. I just know these are gonna tear me apart. They are just that strong. Unless we get lucky and I guess the skeletons take all the brunt of the damage, but it doesn't seem like the case. Like, we have a vampire down. Alright, you know what? It was better than I thought, but we did lose a vampire knight dude early on, and it did give me some pause. Round 53, I believe we have, what? 6 waves to save up extra 500, and sometimes it's not necessary. 7,500 is completely acceptable amount of money to invest. So I'm not feeling bad if we spend a little bit more than we should here. We clearly have, like, you know, 7.5 thousand is a very good number to invest. Yeah. So I would not feel about that. Ooh, I don't feel good about this. Look at how bad their health is right now. And they're starting to drop a little bit like flies. But okay, they're surviving. They're healing a little bit. They're healing a little bit. Okay, that was okay. That was acceptable. Not great, but acceptable. Alright. Bottle lightning. Do the top roster gets damage. You know what? You know who's getting damage? You're getting damage. 60 damage. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna buy this one too. That's it. Wait, what is this? Vampire dudes convert overhealing to lifesteal temporary health the last 3 seconds. fine. It's a really good one. It's really, really good. Unfortunately, our only vampire died within a wave. Alright, this should be good. This should be... You know what? Let me steal these people and let's put them all here. So the ducks show up and now everybody explodes. That was kind of like a good strategy. You gotta give me that. That was a good strategy. Relics are back, and I'm gonna spend money on healing. Alright, these horses should not be as much of an issue if my prayers have been answered. My prayers were clearly not answered, but we're doing okay. Unicorn and honey badgers, I think we can wing it. I think we can do it. It worked out to some extent. Once we have, like, I think we're dealing okay with the boss people to some extent. It's like the small dudes are dealing a little bit more pain than I expected, though. Damn it. I'm gonna have to invest. And we're not investing as much as I wanted to, really. And we're not as strong as I wanted to. I guess the relics we bought were not as impactful as I thought they would be. You know what? I know I got the vampires. I want to put the warlocks. I want to see what the warlocks will do. I want to see if they're capable of doing something positive. Maybe that's where it went wrong. I gave the vampires a lot of all the damage because they went from 45 damage per second to 60, but didn't think about the fact that we have literally 4 or 5 times as many warlocks as we do vampires. So maybe that was the right call to make. All right, this is going well. We got a free dude juice. I appreciate that, and I might use it now. Also restock, buy another dude juice just in case. Alright, fine, let's use it again. And it's a boss fight. It's Feral Hogs. I don't like Feral Hogs, so I'm not gonna... You know what? I'm gonna use this. I want to try help my guys as much as possible. Feral Hogs do worry me. And look at these guys. They're already like low on health. They're not doing well. We don't have a better solution, so let's try it. Look at how quickly we're dropping. This is a Mayday kind of energy. Oh, we are so deep trouble. We did it, but ooh, we are in such deep trouble. I don't know how we're gonna make it. When somebody gets healing, they get more attack speed. When somebody gets knocked out, they get... No, let's go with the attack speed because I think everybody has some form of light healing. Oh, which one's gonna mess us up less? Technically this one, but this one's maybe more manageable, but we don't have a lot of people, so this might be it, boys. But all right, let's try this one. Hopefully the skeletons get all the taunting and they take all the damage. Hopefully. It doesn't seem to be the case a lot, but yeah, we're starting to lose our health. Oh, man. I guess it couldn't be done. Unfortunately, we were not able to make it happen. Round 61 is as good as we got it. But I do appreciate each and every one of you for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed it. Like the like button, smash the smash button, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.